Now to the latest out of the Middle East as the fighting in Gaza continues and the death toll on both sides continues to increase. There are reports today that Israel's war cabinet have met to discuss a three-step plan put forward by Egypt to end the war. The proposal, which was seen by the Wall Street Journal, reportedly calls for an initial pause in fighting to allow for a release of Israeli hostages, including the remaining children, women and elderly, in exchange for about 140 Palestinian prisoners, many of these terrorists. Also proposed after that, the formation of a transitional government for Gaza and the West Bank, made up of a mix of Palestinian factions, which would include Hamas. Now, it's hard to see Israel ever accepting any deal that includes Hamas retaining any power whatsoever over the Gaza Strip. And Hamas, for its part, recently rejected another ceasefire offer and has broken a previous temporary ceasefire, so not exactly a partner for peace. It all comes as the Australian ambassador has accused Prime Minister Anthony Albanese of sending mixed messages over the war with Hamas. In a rare interview with the Australian newspaper, Mr Maimon said the Prime Minister understands that Hamas cannot be part of future governance in Gaza, yet supports a ceasefire. These are contradictory messages. He also said the Jewish state's fight against terrorism has been held to a different standard to Australia's own operations in Afghanistan and lamented that Israeli citizens do not feel safe in this country. Joining me now to discuss this and much more is the past chair of Foreign Affairs and Defence Committee, Michael Danby. Michael, thank you for your time. We've seen Labor, a party you previously represented as an MP, do an about-face on its support for a ceasefire this month. A Hamas leader even released a video praising Australia for its new direction. Does the ambassador have a point?
Well, it's shameful that Hamas was praising our policy. UK and other countries abstained on that ceasefire vote, and Australia should have as well. Of course we've changed our policy, of course the ambassador's right, of course this is a different kind of Labor government than ones of the past. Can you ever imagine a Hawke, Beazley, Shorten or Keating government doing this? It wouldn't have been so. A unilateral ceasefire, as Penny Wong and Anthony Albanese know very well, means that Hamas stays in control of the Gaza Strip. Imagine living next door, Caroline, or any of your listeners, to these rapists and murderers in control of a state apparatus. It's impossible. Unfortunately, that's why part of the Egyptian peace plan, which is well meant, and the Egyptians are playing a constructive role, just won't fly.